You're listening to Beauty, Strength, and Dominance, the official podcast of Lingerie Fighting Championships. And now, here's your host, Michael Larkin.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of Beauty, Strength, and Dominance, the official LFC Lingerie Fighting Championships podcast. My name is Mike Larkin, and joining me today is Sessions wrestler, fetish model, modeler, and a beauty pageant queen, if you will, Miss Willow Lansky. How are you, Willow?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
I'm very well. First and foremost, you've been doing a lot of great work in many different fields, whether it be sessions wrestling, modeling. You've been all over the place touring, having a lot of fun. I got to give you kudos, man. You've been doing a lot of great work.
Yeah, I started doing modeling when I was really young. I did let me show you while we're on here. So this is the first thing I ever did was for Teen Vogue. So this like goes way back.
Wonderful. I love it.
Yeah, but then I found the whole world of fetish and I absolutely fell in love with it, and all the people that I meet are amazing, and I just love hearing more and more stories and meeting more people. Everything has been so good. I'm so blessed. So
Well, I look at it from a stance too as well. I think what's great about the art form and the craft as well when it comes to modeling, like you being, like you mentioned there, Teen Vogue, and starting from where you were right there, was that always something like when you were destined as a kid to where we are now adulthood? Was modeling always something that you wanted to really explore? Because I got to say, first of all, hand in glove, but also at the same time, there's a lot of challenges that go into modeling, but also a lot of benefits from the imagery standpoint.
well, I would say that I was 13. I went to my first fashion show, and I really, really, really wanted to figure out how to get involved in that. And I love taking my own photos. I love doing photography. So my mom helped me kind of search and see what was out there with agencies. I got signed, and I started doing fashion shows, and I had a great time. And most of the stuff I did at first was for charity, but I got experience. I got to get out there. I still do Tampa Bay Fashion Week whenever that's on. And they do have also lingerie fashion week over here as well that I did a couple times, but last year didn't get a chance to do it.
Well, I gotta say, I think from the outerwear side of things, with everything that goes to it, like I'm gonna say this right now, looking at the imagery standpoint that you possess, Ms. Willow Lansky, you've been showing up and showing out, showing up that voluptuosity factor, if you will. You are very much one who is very much about showing up and showing out, and there I said the old saying, if you got it, flaunt it. So I mean, I think
Yeah.
a lot of people really do attract and gravitate towards a lot of your posts.
Oh yeah, that's the goal, isn't
Right,
it?
exactly. And I mean, it's the funny thing about it too, because we always talk about sex sells, and I equate this to lingerie fighting championships, because what people always see when they see it for the art form that it is, they always look at the word L for lingerie, because, you know, we have MMA, it's a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, a little bit of clothing. But the other part of that too is the sex appeal side of things and everything that goes into it. Like, as they say, sex sells, but everybody still always like kind of flaunts with the L there. Like, how can you take it serious when it's lingerie? But I'm like, it's badass women, it's combat sports, and also at the
Yeah.
same time, you're looking sexy while you're doing it.
Yeah. And like just thinking about picking out a cute outfit to be doing a combat sport, and that's exciting all to itself for not just me, but for any girl to put something together and look really good in it, be excited to come out in it, show it off. So that's for everybody.
Absolutely. And I got to ask you, because folks, Willow Lansky is very big into the LFC product. Definitely someone who we all would love to see at a future LFC event. I got to ask you, because first and foremost, from the entrance side of things, it's all about making every moment count, whether you're coming from the moment to the stage, to the ring, to the cage, what have you. For you, Willow Lansky, your lingerie style, first and foremost, it varies. And no matter what you do, you always make that outfit pop. You make it style, you make it finesse, you make it profile. So for you, what's some of your favorite lingerie, and what is the type of lingerie that you're into, Miss Willow Lansky?
So my signature thing that I love is tutus, like the corset right here, and it's like the little tutus that come off it. And then my favorite color is pink, so no matter what, pink, rhinestone, absolutely. I do not like latex. I'm not really into that. I don't really like the BDSM look. I really, really like to be like extra, extra girly. So girlier the better.
I like it. And I think for folks that have seen the LFC product, we've had a lot of kind of like the chains, very much a goth look. We've seen some latex, we've seen some dom style, we've seen some cutesy, most definitely from that front, but also the girly girl style. I also like that traditional style as well. For me, I think everyone is very unique with the product, but what I love about it too is as well, like the pop culture thing came into my head. When you think of dominatrix, it kind of reminds me of Madonna with that Human Nature video, for those that remember the Bedtime Stories album from the 90s. Like, it's stuff that you could see that influx of pop culture. Like, you look at the girly side of things, look at Britney Spears when she was the cheerleader and Baby One More Time. It's that image, it's that moment, it's that craft, it's that video, it's that image, what have you, that we take a lot from, what have you, and we kind of amplify and kind of apply it to ourselves. So, I mean, I think whatever works for you, whatever style is yours, you just make it unique and you make it yours, you know?
Yeah, and be confident and just run with it and give it your all. So absolutely.
And
I
then
think one lingerie outfit that I'm trying to put together is like a Snow White one, because I've seen like the Snow White costumes and I've seen lingerie, like really sexy stuff, but I've never seen anything I could like wear as lingerie and be Snow White. I think it'd be super cute. Working on putting something together.
well, I cannot wait to see what that turns into. I mean, Snow White, who cannot go wrong with some Snow White, right? And I mean, I look at it from a stance too as well. The cosplay thing is also very big too. It doesn't matter if it's Snow White or wherever you're cosplaying out. That's become a very big industry in its own right, from the lingerie side of things and from different fashion weeks. I think it's very interesting just to see everybody letting their nerd flag fly, if you will, and really being creative with their imaginations.
Right. I'm so proud of people for that. Like, it's I could put on a purple wig and fit in with 100 other people that are dressed like different characters, and everyone treats each other the same, and everyone has a blast, and it's all about putting the outfit together, putting the show together, and having a good time.
And let's talk about this transition here, folks, because you go from being the beauty pageant queen, and emphasis on queen because all women are queens, then boom, you're doing your modeling thing, and then boom, here you are in the fetish modeling thing. I want to talk about this because you have a lot of great videos that showcase whether you're tied up, the clips for sale. Everybody has their own preference when it comes to fetish modeling. We're all letting ourselves show out and show out from our creativity standpoint. For you, how amazing is that transition to be? Because god dang, man, fetish modeling, there's something for everybody, and there's always something that provides entertainment and content for everybody to watch.
Right. I think that there's a lot of clicks in the fetish world, and you find your niche, you find what you like. I started dabbling with like foot fetish and bondage, and then I just really loved bondage, and I could move my body and contort myself in some really awesome ways. So it was pretty easy for me. And I used to work for the Home Shopping Network, and with that, it was just so boring every day after a while. Same old thing. It was like catalog modeling where I would just stand like this, stand like this, stand back like this, and I go through an entire catalog of clothes. And I just thought, well, there has to be something out there. Like, where do I do, like, I want to do like a crazy, like shoot where I'm like have a collar on and I'm like dressed as a little cat walking around, like stuff like that. And like I look more into it, and I found the whole fetish world, and it's different, it's nice, it's fun. There's certain things I don't like and certain things I do. I stick with bondage for now.
I like your style, which is very popular. And for those that have seen LFC at the last one, Bella Rockefeller 2 events ago has all been about her man puppy, which is like the collar around, much like you said, being that cat woman, being that man puppy, if you will, for the men, cat woman for the ladies. I think that also has that great imagery and that great style from the submissive side of things, and also from the bondage side of things. Very popular in its genre, very popular in its uniqueness and its craft of the overall fetish world. And I mean, for you as well, man, I've seen your YouTube as well. For those who've not checked out Willow Lansky on YouTube, my God, woman, you're doing a lot of topless reviews with your food reviews. You're all about that manja, that food, and looking sexy while doing it. You got a lot of great food reviews on your YouTube. Yes.
Yeah, I just had the company Sliquid, it's a lube company, send me all the different lubes to try them and review them. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna try them on for this live video. So that's gonna be my next thing, from food to flavored lube.
Hey, nothing says a great review like some food and lube. First of all, from the lube side of
It's
things,
topless.
Right, dead topless. Yes, it also provides that sensuality with a lot of good food because number one, who doesn't like some snacks? Give me some marshmallows, give me some cookies, give me something, huh? To really, tantalize and tantalize the taste buds, huh? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I've tried some weird things. I had a company send me horse meat flavored Lay's chips. I'm like, I gotta try it though. And then on the front it said the flavor the government doesn't want you to know about because it's so good. It tasted like Korean barbecue, but it was interesting.
Fair
But that
enough.
was fun. I think a lot of people like it
Well, here's the thing: you don't know
too.
you don't know until you try it, and also I think that's what life is about in its own right, trying new things, whether it be the food side of things or what you want to pursue or whatever.
So
Absolutely. And I mean, for you on the other side of things too, besides the fact that you're reviewing and you're doing that front, you are also, I got to put this over here because your Twitter account, man, just from the overall vids and photos, you are a big fan of pantyhose, man. You are the pantyhose queen, the queen of the pantyhoses. What is the love for the pantyhose? You're all about that
oh,
pantyhose life.
Pantyhose Princess. I got another page on Twitter. It's Willow Lansky Pantyhose Princess. I've always loved pantyhose, and they just make any outfit sexy, no matter what you're wearing. You put pantyhose on, it elevates it, and I just think it's so sexy and so much fun. Plus, I feel like if I see a girl in pantyhose versus not pantyhose, I'm more drawn to the one in pantyhose.
Fair enough.
I
Fair.
mean, think about it. You like going to Hooters, like, all those pretty girls are in pantyhose, and you look at the shiny legs, and you're like, wow, I noticed it. It brings attention. I like how it feels. I like the whole pantyhose thing. So I guess that's my other little niche. Maybe bondage in pantyhose.
First of all,
I love pantyhose.
right, that is awesome too, because from the pantyhose side of things, I mean, first and foremost, I've been to Hooters many a time in my life. The girl in pantyhose. Oh, first, let me tell you something about Hooters though. As a male, from the standpoint, guys love it, everybody loves it, but also the sex appeal from the waitress side of things. But you with the pantyhose, man, you're talking about the pantyhose and bondage. You just came up with something creative, and now we're gonna put that into the universe, let it manifest, Miss Willow
Yeah,
Lansky.
yeah. That would be great. I'd like to see what comes from that. I definitely can see myself tied up in pantyhose with another model.
And I think from a stance to besides the modeling game, I mean, you've been killing on all cylinders. We got to talk about Session Girls here because Jenny Bloody Valentine, aka Jennifer Thomas, has a great site with sessiongirls.com. You are on it, and many amazing, badass, kick-ass women. So I want to ask you about the Sessions game as well, because I mean, from the head scissor side of things, getting tied up the bondage, what you offer with Session Girls, Jenny has provided a great platform from a lot of you ladies.
She has. It's absolutely amazing. And all the girls on there are great. Everyone's spoken for. All of the customers on there are that I have met so far have been very sweet and very generous. And I think one of the most recent things I did was someone from Session Girls wanted to meet up and do an hour of arm wrestling, and I've never had so much fun. Like it was the best. He beat me a few times, but I still tried my best. I put up a good fight. So things like that. Session Girls. Also, I've got a couple of like boxing photo shoots up there, and I met some great people. And then I actually have a session tomorrow that I'm going to be boxing somebody at my house in all pink.
I love that. And I mean, we look at what Darius has done with Hit the Mat. We've seen what Jenny's done with Session Girls. And I mean, here's the thing about the fetish side with the sessions too, as well. Everybody loves a good lift and carry or the boxing side of things. A lot of us guys like to get beat down by beautiful women such as yourself, the arm wrestling side of things. I think it's very cool just because it also encompasses that sex appeal mixed with the physicality side of things. And I mean, hey, man, and I mean, I wouldn't want to get beat up by you, but god dang, man, hey, I see the pink, I see everything. You got me intrigued. You have me intrigued with everything that goes there.
It's so much fun, and I think the more I box, the more I like it. And it's just nice to box with somebody on Session Girls that will let me hurt them a little bit to see how strong I am, to see how much they can take, take it a little farther, a little farther, a little farther, and see how much fun they're having and how much they're enjoying it. Makes me enjoy it just as much.
Well, as you should. I think that's the camaraderie, and that's what brings everyone's together as far as the session world goes. And I mean, from everything that we've seen now, and I mean, for you, like again, talk about the LFC side of things. What I've always loved about it, and we talk about internal and external beauty. You brought up confidence because you're a very confident woman. I think that goes into everything that you do. And I look at body positivity, and I mean, whether you're plus size model, regular model, what have you, I think everybody, as far as the women's side of things, it's great to see the evolution of women and just the equality that goes into what we have now. Because God dang, we say it, it's cliche, but women come in all different shapes and sizes, and y'all women are taking over the game.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. We are. I think one thing that I would like to see more of is kind of embracing the tinier girls. We've been embracing the big booties, but what about the little ones? I've seen some girls that were a quarter of the size of me and 3 times as strong.
Well, let me tell you something here about the little girls over here. I like your style because that's actually, she brings up a great point here, folks. We're all about that, dare I say that, but donk, if you will. We talk about the bootyful. We'll be here all day with this, but god dang it, I got to say, for the petite, whether what have you, whatever size, the little girls, there's a lot of spunk. I'm going to use that word. There's a lot of spunk that comes with the little girls, the feistiness, if you will. So there's a lot of great titles that come with y'all. So I see it. I see it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But no, you're absolutely right. I think all the girls that we got out there, we got to show them some love. And also from the other side of the standpoint here, Willow, like the beauty side of things, the fighting side of things, I think wherever you continue to go, I really can't wait to see it. I mean, you're doing your thing in Florida, you're traveling, you're going all over. So I got to ask you about the traveling side of things, because that's the beauty part of what we get to do from the entertainment side of things and what you guys get to do with sessions. You get to travel, you get to meet a lot of great people and really fulfill that fantasy, if you will, and also put on a damn good time. So the travel's got to be also amazing for you.
I just got home yesterday. I was in Dallas and I did a couple of sessions out there. It was amazing. And before that, I was in Chicago. I was shooting for MMA Domination. I did like a 5-hour boxing shoot. It was so much fun. And I love that everywhere I go, I just want to like try new food and like get a cute even if I have to stay a whole week, I'll get different hotels just so I can travel around a little bit and kind of see the area. And I've never really had a reason to travel, and it gives me a good reason to. And it feels nice knowing that I'm doing it for work as well.
Oh, absolutely. I think you're also having fun. You're traveling hotel to hotel, dare I say, Holiday Inn. I look at it from a stance too as well. That's the beautiful part. And as someone who lives in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina myself, like it's one of the tourist capitals of the world, just staying on the ocean boulevard and just staying by the water with the hotels. I mean, there's so much great hotels in Dallas, like you mentioned there, Chi-town, if you will. So, I mean, there's a lot of great things to also check out. And I think that's the beauty about traveling, folks, trying something new, looking at something new. Dare I say the ambiance, if you will, when it comes to travel. So yeah, you're up in the mix, if you will.
Some weird things too. When I got to Chicago at the airport, there was like everywhere selling peanuts. I'm like, why are they selling peanuts? I go walk into a shop and it's all taxidermy. I'm like, what? There's so many taxidermy places. You get taxidermy anywhere in Chicago. I couldn't understand that. I'm like, that's very interesting, but I don't think I'm gonna come home with a stuffed rat. But I've never seen that. But we in Florida here, I mean, we got flamingos on everything, and you can get alligator on just about anything you can imagine. So
When it comes to Florida, you got O-Town, you got Orlando, you got Disney, you got MIA, Miami, to quote Will Smith, you got Miami Vice from popular culture, like you mentioned, those flamingos. For those that remember the iconic Miami Vice opening with the flamingos running around. So hey, I get it, and I mean, I think also from the Florida standpoint, Tampa will be here all day, but Florida has given us a lot of great people out of Florida, and you being one of them, Miss Willow Lansky. So again, kudos to shout out to the FLA, Florida.
Absolutely.
And I mean, for you, like we talk about the beauty, strength, and dominance side of things, man. I always talk about the elements that make women the work of art that they are. So I got to ask you, because these are 3 key words here, and you're all about empowerment. We talk about confidence. You are a strong, beautiful woman in your own right. So, Willow Lansky, I ask you, when you look at beauty, strength, and dominance, how do you, really much analyze it? How do you access it? How do you take it in? What does beauty, strength, and dominance mean to Willow Lansky?
For me, I think that the most important thing is stripping yourself from everything that is artificial and seeing where your core is, seeing what your morals are, what you stand for, what you want to fight for, and then taking those things and building an entire world of your own around it. So for me, being healthy is very important. I take that down to every last thing that I do. I make sure that even like my deodorant is pretty vegan and pretty healthy, and everything I put in my body is important, and I know what it is. I know where my food comes from. But I think that's getting to the core of something. The most important thing is finding who you are at your core, and then just building and building and building and not stop building. If you have a good foundation, then you won't have to turn around and second guess who you are.
Beautifully and eloquently said, and I think a lot of girls can take that in, for those that do watch the show, and everybody just in general. I mean, I look at it from a stance too as well. If you don't got it mind, body, and soul, man, and I look at it from a stance too as well. Like, I'm 30 years old right now. I'm going to be 31 in April. I mean, as we get older, we get wiser. We find ourselves. Maybe I was like this at 25, but hey, here I am now at 31. Opinions change, minds change, but at the end of the day, you find out who you are, and what you're going to do, and you just take that path and let it shine and let it grind. So beautifully said. I can wholeheartedly.
Thanks.
You're very
Yeah,
well.
I think the last year of my life, I've been having all these moments where I'm like, that's why that happened, or now I get it. I'm like, okay, I wish I would have started like listening and taking things a little bit slower years ago. Maybe I would have a little better experience. But again, from who I was at like 25 to who I am today is a totally different person. And you just keep getting bigger and better and growing, and yeah.
Absolutely. And I think with you, from an example here, like, Willow, you got your thing, you're doing your YouTube thing, you're doing your fetish thing, you're doing your modeling thing. I think what's great about it too is you never stop grinding, but also at the same time, we all need that nice variety here. Put like a little bowl, as you can see I'm doing here, put that variety in there. And I mean, there's a variety in everything, and I think everybody's going to have that law of attraction and attract to it. But if you're only just staying in one lane and not expanding and grinding and moving this way and that way, you need that variety in anything that you do. So variety is key.
Absolutely. And it's like, I'm going to try those foods anyway. I might as well try them topless and then tell you what I think. Why not? I'm going to end up wrestling somebody no matter what. I might as well make sure that I can have a platform for it, or wrestle as many people as I can. So yeah, variety, and just incorporating everything that I like and exploring that.
And I gotta say, folks, as we've seen with Willow's imagery, and I was telling her this before we got on the show here, man, Willow, you're rocking the attire here that you got. You're looking good. As we were talking about the fashion side of things, what you're gonna wear for the show, and I think you pulled it off great. You're looking good. I gotta put that over here as I'm looking at you right in the face. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I just got out of the shower. I actually just bought this today. I thought this was cute. So I love wearing sports bras and crop tops, and just something that can hold these in, but also show off my body, and something that's not too warm. I like being free, feeling flexible in my clothes.
I like your style. Very free spirit. Sports bras and Crocs. Put a hashtag on it. Put it on some t-shirts. Sports bras and Crocs. I like it. It's the simple things. It's the simple things. Free spirit. Let it ride, man. I like it.
I do have like an insane closet of clothes, but I find myself wearing a sports bra and like really comfy shorts every single day.
All right, so now I got to ask you, Miss Fashionista over here, because first of all, you're already a pantyhose princess. So now we got to talk about the fashionista side here. What is in Willow Lansky's closet, man? Because you talk about sports bras. What are we talking? Oh, she's going to go to the closet. Okay. All right.
This is my spring closet. Let's see. We got some stuff. I got all my heels up top, my favorite shoes up there, all my army print stuff. I got military memorabilia, things like that. I got all my sexy dresses on this side, and all my super, super, super girly stuff on this side. So super girly. I mean, we go this deep with the girliness.
I love it. I love it. And first and foremost, that goes into everything that you do. First of all, love the military memorabilia. And folks, who doesn't love a good girly girl style, a little badass style with the military side of things? I'm going to say this right now. Who doesn't love a badass woman in camouflage? Camouflage being the overall chic and another standpoint. It shows patriotism, but sexiness. I like it. The nice little mix.
Yeah, I have like one of the real army book bags, but I have like a hot pink Starbucks cup that I put on the side of it. So we got like the real book bag, you know? But my hot pink sparkly Starbucks cup. I'm like, I put my touch on all of it. I tried to.
Well, I look at it from a stance too as well, folks, as you can see by that wide assortment and wide array of clothes and goodie bags and good stuff. It's what it is. It's good. So what I got to say about that too as well, that really goes along with it, Willow, it's like the champagne wishes, caviar dreams, but I got a lot of more of this, you know what I'm saying? It's like Robin Leach mixed with a lot of different side of things. I like it. I like it.
I try to be myself.
Well, yeah, you got to be eclectic with everything that you do. And I mean, for me, like, I'll be honest, from the guy's standpoint, you give me a tap out t-shirt and I'm happy. Give me something that's very sports driven. Give me a little rock stuff. Like when you're at Hot Topic and you see a Metallica t-shirt or you see like something of that overall attire, if you will. Like you need a lot more stuff like that. Like you get your nice little button down. Like I can dress for the occasion, but also at the same time, I can have a good time in the process. So it all meets and it all comes full circle.
I'm super flamboyant with like how I dress too. Like I'm not afraid to wear crazy colors or try new things. So my mom said I dress like a gay man sometimes with my crazy colors and style. I'm like, at least I'm having a good time. Looks good. I'll try it.
First of all, that is a great assessment. And I'm going to put this over here because I'm going to put an 80s image into people's head. You could be like Elton John and I'm still standing where he's just dancing around flamboyant, looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. You could start shaking your booty like George Michael, Wham, Wake Me Up Before You Go Go. We'll be here all day. So if you have that vibrancy and that fun and that overall influence and that spirit and that spark, hey, it all goes hand in hand. So, I mean, if they're having a good time, you should have a good time as you're doing your spunkiness.
Absolutely.
And folks, I got to say this first and foremost, if you're not checking out Willow Lansky and her pantyhose and her army gear and her style and her profile itself and everything that she does, you guys should check her out on social media and her YouTube channel, which is blowing up. Dare I say blowing up? It's on fire, if you will. Now, Willow Lansky, I'm going to say this first and foremost. It's such a blast talking to you because you're such a lovely human being. And I definitely want to have you back on round 2 of Beauty, Strength, and Dominance, the LFC podcast. It's really been a blast talking to you. You're such a blast, such a fun time, man.
Thank you. It's been great talking with you as well.
You're very welcome. And now, from session girls, from modeling, for doing food reviews topless, and just being your overall fun and vibrant self, where can people follow you on all forms of social media? Because you are all over the place and you're killing it. Where can we follow you?
Well, luckily, I have no one else in the world that has my name. So everything is Willow Lansky. Look me up. You can find me on Twitter, on that, on Instagram, on that. My main website is that. So it's very simple and easy to find me.
So pretty much what she's telling us all here, folks, is Google her. Google me, baby. Google. But in all seriousness, look at it from a stance too. First of all, Willow Lansky is a beautiful name. We got to talk about the name here. Willow, first and foremost, says it right together. It's an amazing movie. Willow has that overall very much ambiance and something different, uniqueness to the name that amplifies you and your character and your overall being. So Willow Lansky is a very beautiful name and something that is also very original because there's none like it. You're the one and only.
Yeah. I always wanted to be named Chrysanthemum, which is weird, but I love being like having a tree name, and I like nature, I like stuff like that. And Willow's been like my favorite name, like that I've come across, that I feel like it's fitting for me. And even growing up, my dad named our boat the Willow. So I'm like, oh man, gotta go along with that.
First of all, that is a nice tribute. I'm going to say, first of all, your dad has a boat called the Willow, which is a beautiful name all in all itself. But god dang, man, well, think of it like this. Think of like sailing Christopher Cross takes you away, has that overall ambiance to it. And also at the same time, you get the peaceful, you get the calmness of nature. You know what I'm saying? Here's maybe we go into the woods. Maybe there's some birds. Maybe there's some trees. Maybe there's an overall ambiance of being outside, the camping vibes, the being at one with nature. So it's a lot of peacefulness and tranquility, if you will.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like where I grew up, it's all kind of waterfront, and even like the high school that I went to, I could have if I wanted to, I could kayak to school and park my kayak there. So I've kind of always had that outdoorsyness in my life. And I'm in Florida. My whole family lives over here on the water, so
Well, first of all, we got to bring this up here, and I don't mean to cut you off, but boats, kayaks, this woman over here with your outdoor adventures over here, I like it. And I got to put that over because I mean, first of all, you got the closet side of things. We mentioned the fashion, everything that encompasses you. Now we got a boat. Now we got a kayak. My God, woman, it's like Nickelodeon gas up in here. Games and stuff.
Well, I think that a lot of people in Florida realize that
Sure.
you got yourself a kayak if you want to do more fun stuff with your friends and get out of a bar scene or get out of nightlife. A lot of people go kayaking. It's very common. And if you go on a Saturday to Clearwater Beach, like the whole canal will be filled up with kayaks.
I love it, man. I gotta get myself down to Clearwater now. My goodness, I got family in Tampa, so I'm aware of the Tampa area, but man, I gotta get myself to Clearwater now. I love that. I love that so much, and I love the camaraderie, and I love the nightlife, like to boogie at that disco high. Boom. So, Willow Lansky, before we close this out, do you have any final words to the LFC universe? Because I got to say, folks, a future potential prospect. I hope to see you in LFC. You're rocking in the session girls, and a lot of session girls have done lingerie fighting championships. Willow Lansky, do you have any final words for the LFC universe?
I feel like the lingerie fighting championship, I feel like I was meant to do that in lingerie. I think that I would have a blast and I would love to see what comes from that. And I would absolutely love to have a date set up so I could start making an outfit.
I will say this right now. I will fully volunteer. If you're going to be Snow White, I will absolutely be one of your 7 dwarfs. Absolutely. I'm your Huckleberry. I got you, girl. So, and folks, if you've not checked out LFC 37 Back to the Mansion, main evented by Selena De La Renta versus Katie Forbes in a rematch from their bout at LFC 31 Booty Camp 2, go to lfcfights.com, check out the event, check out Exposed, check out this podcast, check out Tight, check out Get Wet, check out everything you can get at lfcfights.com, Lingerie Fighting Championships, LFC Network on Roku, the LFC YouTube channel, wherever you get your Lingerie Fighting Championships needs. And as always, as I say with this show, beauty, strength, and dominance, the 3 key elements that make women the work of art that they are. And I include Willow Lansky and all the amazing, beautiful ladies in the world, the Lingerie Fighting Championships, and those sentiments. Thank you guys for listening. I'll see you in the next episode.